So very good morning to all of you. So we are again back with HR 301, that is team dynamics at work. So today we are going to discuss one topic about sociometry, which is a part of your chapter 3 of the syllabus of this paper of HR 301. Okay, so it is related to teamwork. So let us understand what is the concept of this sociometry. So the word sociometry, which comes from French to our language, I mean the English language, that means as the effects of social life and friendship on an individual. So in this chapter of sociometry, we are trying to understand what is the impact of our social life and our friendship on us. On us means as an individual, as a group member, because groups are formed by individuals. So how these individuals are being affected by their social life and friendship as an individual. So that is the fundamental concept of sociometry. So how that can be done and what is the importance of this sociometry, we are going to discuss in this session. So let us understand purpose of applying sociometry, why we are going to utilize sociometry. Number one, to learn the interaction and the structure of a group. I mean, how the group members are interacting with each other and what is the structure of the group, that we can check by applying sociometry. Number two, to discover where exactly an individual exists in that group. I can understand there are different, I mean, there say for example, there are 20 members in a group. Each and every one of them are group member. They are contributing, but where they actually stand, are they feeling, everybody feeling a part of the group, or some of them are feeling left out? Okay, so as a compulsion they are continuing as a part of the group, but however they are feeling left out. So that we need to understand where they actually stand, to discover where exactly an individual exists in that group. Next, number three is to elicit social relationship and the organization type of a group through analyzing attitude and aptitude of the group member among each other. So we'll be checking the attitude and the aptitude of each and every group member to understand their position in the group and their level of interaction in the group and their productivity in the group. That we will be checking. Next one, that is number 4, to identify the subgroups, leader and cliques of a group. Because within a group there are subgroups. It is a universal fact. It is happening. So we need to understand what are these subgroups. Cliques is another form of a subgroups that is also available. Who is the leader, official leader, and who is the unofficial leader? That we can check through the sociometry. Next, number 5, to obtain objective information about the real structure of a group and the group integrity. From the outside, we are saying this is a very well integrated, well performed, effective, efficient team. But when we get inside the team, psychology, when we try to understand the psychology of the team by applying this concept of sociometry, then we will be able to understand the exact structure, that is the real structure and the integrity of the group. We'll be able to understand that. So this is the purpose of sociometry, that why we would be utilizing sociometry. So these are the 5 major purpose of sociometry. Next, we are trying to understand what are the importance and functions of sociometry. So number 1, it enables us to learn about the group dynamics and evaluate socialization level of the students after some social activities and their effects on reaching the intended goal. Now we are giving an example of student. Now if it is a classroom scenario, how the teachers are going to understand the group dynamics of the students. we are taking the example of the teacher and the student and the classroom management, classroom group management, student group management, if we are talking about. But the same can be applicable in the corporate and the different organizations as well. Whenever instead of the teacher, that there would be a manager or the leader, instead of the employee, there would be instead of the students, there would be employees, right? So that's the idea. So here, what you can understand, it enables us to learn about the group dynamics and evaluate the socialization level of the students after some social activities and their effects on reaching the intended goal. We have conducted a socialization process, say for example, a party we have organized for the employees. After the party or during the party, how the employees are socializing with each other and what is the effect we can understand. Okay, and what would be the impact on achieving the intended goal. Intended goal is to develop a good team bonding so that all the group members can work together to achieve the organizational goal. In the socialization process, if you are able to understand that there is a less amount of bonding among few employees, I mean, they are not even talking to each other, okay, and they are not talking, even they are talking, they are not actually friendly in nature. So even in the socialization process, if it is happening, so what can happen in the actual work environment, that you need to understand. So we need to take actions accordingly. So next one is, it helps in the school administrator and the teachers and the counseling department. As again, I'm telling, as we are taking the example of the school administration and the student and the teacher. So that's why, even if you are applying to the corporate, then we'll be writing it as a manager, company administration, organization administration, like that. So it helps the school administration, teachers and the counseling department by providing detailed information about the general structure and the social relationship of the group by preparing social plans and programs to develop them in a better way and to find solution to the problem. Okay, so the group dynamics will be able to understand where the problem lies, where the interaction problem lies, where the communication problem lies, where the problem in the group coherence, okay, group integrity, that we need to understand. Then we need to plan accordingly, that social media plans and programs to develop them in a better way to find the solution to the problems. So that is number 2. Number 3 is, after applying these regulations, the groups can be reconstructed to increase the efficiency in their performance. And that is the objective. Whenever we will be able to identify what is the problem they are having, I mean, what is sociometry, the impact of the friendship and the relationships on an individual, so that we will be able to identify. So if there is a problem, we'll be able to solve it, and then automatically their efficiency level will be increased, right, as a group, right? So that is the idea. Next, number 5 is, sociometry also gives us a chance to identify the distance or closeness of the group members with each other and the interaction net among them. I mean, whether the group members are close, whether the group members are distant, what is the reasons of that distance, and if there is a bonding or the closeness in someone, what is the reason, so that we can replicate the same thing in others to increase the closeness of the group member with each other by understanding their interaction net. And additionally, it is beneficial in preventing adaptation problem after having the application result in hand. Whenever we'll be having the result in hand, then we can actually implement the solution so that there would be no adaptation problem, so that the people who would be joining the team later on, they don't have any problem in adaptation. Adapting the culture, adapting the rules, adapting the rules, regulation, culture, and the policies of the group. Okay? There will be group coherence would be improved, right? So these are the 5 importance and the functions of sociometry. Now, where this sociometry can be applied, it can, as I've discussed, it can apply anywhere. Like it can apply in the education, it can be applied in the industry, service, and the public sector, and even sometime in the army as well. We can utilize that, because ultimately it is understanding the group dynamics. Wherever there is a group, we can apply sociometry, right? Next is sociogram. You know, similar concept, sociogram. This is basically a charting of the sociometry result, nothing else. So sociogram is charting of the interrelationships within the group. Its purpose is to discover group structure, that is the basic network of friendship patterns and subgroup within the organization. what are the different kind of subgroups, and what is the friendship pattern. Okay, so that we can understand, we can actually through the chart we can easily understand that. So a sociogram's value to a teacher is in its potential for developing greater understanding of the group behavior, so that he or she may operate more wisely in group management and curriculum development. As we are taking the example of school or the the study group kind of thing, there the teacher, if they are having this sociogram chart, he would be better understanding the group behavior and can manage the groups in a better manner and in developing the curriculum. So similarly in the corporate, that is for if the manager is having that chart, so it will be easier for them to manage the groups of the employees and develop the appropriate strategies and the curriculum for the training for them, because they are having that chart, right? So that is the fundamental concept of sociogram. Now, so how we are going to conduct this sociometry test? The some simple questions, we have just given two simple questions, that we will be taking the name of the employee, name of the employee and the age of the employee, their background. These are the basic information we'll be taking. Then we'll be asking this kind of question like, with which of your friend would you like to go on a trip? We can ask this question to the school students, college students also, even to the employees, that if you want to go out for a movie, with whom you want to go, within your colleagues or within your friend groups. That question will be asking. And with which of your friend would you like to study and do your homework? Is for the student. So similarly for a project assignment in the company or the organization, you can ask the same question: with which of your colleague would you like to work on this assignment? Okay, so first preference, second preference, third preference. So from that we will be able to understand their bonding nature. So this type of questions we need to frame to understand the relationships with the team members. Okay, and through that definitely we'll be able to identify and then analyze. So with this analysis, we'll be able to identify 6 different kind of person in a group. Number one is a leader who is leading the group. Isolated ones, completely isolated from the other group members. Rejected ones, he want to be a part of the team or the group, but however the other team member have rejected them. Groups in pairs, they are bonding in some pairs. Okay, cliques, some short groups, subgroups, and the relationship in chain. What is the relationship pattern within the group? So that we can understand. So some crucial points, that is very important, crucial points to be cared in the application of the sociometry. Whenever we will try to apply sociometry, these are the points we need to remember. A good, clear explanation should be made to express the aim of the technique before the application. Why we are utilizing the sociometry, that needs to be clarified. A friendly, attentive classroom atmosphere needs to be created. If we are talking about classroom, class members should have known each other since about 6 months to get a valid and reliable result. It is not it should not be a new member who have come today and we are applying sociometry. No, it will not be effective. So they should be at least together for last 6 months. They know each other. Then only we can apply sociometry. It must be applied to the students who can read and write. It's common. Sociometry principles ought to be taken into account during applications. Application should be repeated periodically to see if there is any improvement or the change. It is not a one-time affair. You need to conduct on at a regular interval. And the last one is result has to be kept secret and not to be used for other purposes. That is very important, and that's most important one, right? So that's all about the sociometry and the sociogram chapter, or the section of the chapter 3 that we have discussed. So it is an important element of the teamwork and understanding the team dynamics. There is a practical applicability. Whenever you will be working in the corporate, you can try to utilize this, of course, through after getting proper training on it, after hands-on training. Otherwise, just an amateurist and having a knowledge of sociometry, you cannot apply it. So you need proper training to apply it. So whenever you will be feeling confident, then only you can do it. So that's it. That's all for today. So if you have any questions, you can always ask me in the forum that I have provided to you. We'll be again coming back with some more content very shortly. So till now, thank you so much.